gradually split this down, giving you more and more detail. So let's look at those processes leading up to the point where the PID was signed off. Here again is the mandate, which forms the trigger, and it triggers the starting up a project process. Once the products of the starting up a project process have been created, you'll remember the stage plan for the initiation stage and the project brief. Then this evidence will be put for the project board in directing a project, and this is the formal start of the project. If they like what they see, they'll authorize the initiation stage, and in which case the initiating a project process is used to assemble the information in the PID. Also, you'll recall to create the benefits review plan. Once the project manager is satisfied that these are all complete, then the first end stage assessment will occur. Also, you'll recall the project manager will need to go to the managing a stage boundary process and, amongst other things, produce the next stage plan. So the project board have two things to do here. The first is to authorize the project by signing off the PID, and the second is to authorize the stage plan. These will often occur at the same meeting. So there we have it at a fairly high level, what occurs up to and including the point where the PID is signed off. Let's drill down into even more detail. Here again is the mandate as a trigger. Here's the process starting up a project. It's there to create those important management products, providing a solid pre-project foundation. And here are the activities that occur within the starting up a project process. The project management team, consisting of the project board, the project manager, and optional roles such as project support and team managers, are first of all designed and appointed. A lessons log is created, and any previous lessons are sought out and added to the log. The project manager is responsible for assembling the project brief, which contains aspects such as the project approach. We'll deal with these details later. And also, of course, to plan the initiation stage. This is where the initiation stage plan comes from. So the daily log will be set up by the project manager. This in effect acts as a diary for the project manager and will also be used to capture informally any issues or risks which may arise. And the lessons log, as I've said, to capture any previous lessons. All of this information will be put before the project board, with the project manager requesting them to initiate the project. This is the formal start of the project, and they will use the directing a project process. And it will be one of the activities within the directing a project process. Assuming they say yes, this is now authorizing the initiation stage only. Now the initiating a project process will be used to assemble all the information needed within the PID itself. This will include some other information, as we'll see in a moment. There are many documents that make up the PID, and the first ones that would need to be created are the risk management strategy, the quality management strategy, and the configuration management strategy, culminating with the communication management strategy. It's important to think about how you're going to carry out these key aspects of a project before you start to create plans. That's why these would occur first. Now, when the risk management strategy document is written, the risk register is set up, and any risks which had been identified pre-project in the daily log are transferred to the risk register, along with any new ones that will be identified as a result of planning. When the configuration management strategy is created, the issue register is set up, because part of configuration management is managing change. And in PRINCE2, the word issue refers not just to the general use of the word, but also any requested changes or off specifications. When the quality management strategy is created, the quality register is also created. All these registers will be blank to start with and will be populated during the initiation stage with appropriate aspects. In terms of the quality register, this will contain all quality checking activities for the products yet to be created. The project plan will be created along with setting up the controls relevant for the particular project. In parallel, the business case will be refined. In the project brief, an outline business case existed. This, therefore, is turning that into the detailed business case, and for the first time, the benefits review plan will be created. All of this then brought together and assembled as part of the PID itself, apart from the benefits review plan, which is kept as a separate document. The reason for that, by the way, is that the benefits will normally need to be reviewed and tracked and ultimately realized after closure of the project, and it makes sense to have that as a separate document. So all of these are then brought before the project board, and the project manager requests them to authorize the project so that delivery and hence creation of the specialist products can begin, one stage at a time. Now the project manager will also see that the initiation stage boundary is approaching, and this will trigger the project manager to utilize the managing a stage boundary process to create, you've guessed it, the next stage plan and an end stage report. Do you remember I talked about tailoring prints? It may well be this is done very informally, in which case this might be a verbal presentation. Whatever, these two need to come before the project board at an end stage assessment, and the project board need to authorize the stage plan, thus giving the project manager permission to start work on the next stage, which in this case will be the first delivery stage. So again, can I clarify there's two things occurring here. When the project board sign off the PID, they're authorizing the project. When they sign off a stage plan, they're authorizing the next stage. In the directing a project process, these are two different activities. At this juncture, however, these will normally occur at the same time.